They shot her in the head, shot him in the head, and beat her in the head as well.
Now, according to the article, did it say that they brought that up? The boys brought that up? My thing is, what leading questions were here? The kid's 62. I don't know exact specs of what that means.
I don't either.
But I don't think you can do a lot.
No.
Let me look up. Let's just
I
ask.
do have written here that the IQ of 62, he had moderate mental deficiencies and the mental age of a 9-year-old.
Welcome to Creepalachia. We're talking murder yet again. In the studio today, we have a pro with us. Well, a pro researcher of this case we're going to talk about that's very little known. And it's the murder of Dr. Wingrove. Thank you for joining us, Megan Moats.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so let's talk about you first. So give me some backstory on you, where you're from, where you grew up, all that good stuff.
So I'm Megan Moats now, as of April, but before I was Megan Evans. And from the ages of birth to 9, we lived in Scarbro, West Virginia, which is where this story takes place. And then we moved to the little teeny tiny neighborhood of Corliss, West Virginia, which nobody knows where that is. But it's right on the line of Fayette County and Greenbrier County.
Yeah, Scarbro, that's a holler.
Yeah, it is. It is a holler. It's what? Stover Holler? Yes, it's Stover Holler. And the house that we're going to talk about is right next door to the Price Mansion too, which you talked about before on your podcast. And I didn't know that until your podcast.
Sure.
I did not know that at all. And then my dad was like, yeah, it's right next door.
Small world.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. And you enunciate really well to be from a holler. How'd you do that?
I have a degree in English.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Where'd you go to school?
Glenville State University.
Nice. The same place Channing Tatum went for a semester or two.
That would be the one. I took a picture on the same bench he took a picture on.
Oh, nice. Okay. Did they have a plaque there? Or
no.
Did they? Okay. I was going to say that'd be really lame.
I saw the picture and was like, I'm going to sit on this bench and take the same picture.
Nice. That's fantastic. And Coach Rodriguez got his college football start there.
I work there right now.
You work there?
I do.
Okay.
I work there right now in student support services.
Nice.
Yep. So I did that straight after graduation.
Well, thank you for not leaving.
No, but I'm leaving soon.
Oh, what? Where are you going?
Hopefully in December, I'm getting a new job with the county board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're staying in the state.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I care about. Yeah, wherever you go, just don't leave the state. We need bodies.
Yes. No, I recently lived in Glenville and I just moved to Spencer.
Cool.
So.
Okay. Well, all right. Scarbro. Tell me about this place.
When we lived there, I feel like it was a very nice community for the most part. My grandfather still has a house there and it's not what it used to be at all.
Okay.
I feel like it's kind of run down.
Right.
To be honest, it really is kind of run down and it's just kind of taken over. The house that we're going to talk about is probably one of the nicest standing houses left because it's been upkept for so many years. But when we lived there, everybody knew everyone in the neighborhood. My grandparents lived right next door. And then when we moved away, we kind of my dad rented the house for a little bit after that and decided to sell it to some friends. So his friends live there now.
At the haunted house?
Yeah.
Okay, so don't go there, people. Don't be getting no wise ideas.
No.
But have they ever thought about Scarbro in it? Because,
So I don't know if it's haunted.
Okay.
I actually don't.
Okay.
I always ask my mom because she had 2 little kids there. And, babies are more sensitive to those things. Did we see people that weren't there talk about things that didn't exist? And she says no.
Mm-hmm. But
there was 100% a murder, 2 murders. But she says no hauntings.
What year?
1961.
Okay. Well, so that's kind of recent. We'll say recent because usually these stories of murder in the hills are 1930s, 1940s. So we're in the 60s. We're almost into Vietnam era. JFK came here and was visiting Hinton and all that good stuff. All right. So where do you want to start? From the very beginning, kind of set this up, the murder of Dr. Wingrove.
So the whole time I lived in this house, I had no idea this happened. Of course, I was a kid. My parents knew it had happened. My family knew it had happened, but I had no idea. It wasn't until we were camping at Summersville Lake when I was 13 years old. My dad goes across to these other campers and he goes, "Are you guys from the Scarbro area?" He says yes. The people say yes. And he goes, "Oh, I own the house that Dr. Wingrove was murdered in." I go running in the camper and say, Mom, what is he over there telling them? Like, Dr. who? What?
How old were you?
Like 13.
Oh, okay.
I was like a preteen. And she just casually is like, yeah, 2 people were murdered in our house in your bedroom.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Say what? So that was my first learning of this happening. And so from there, I didn't really think much about it. Like, I would try to Google it, but I didn't know exacts, didn't know names. So I never found anything.
Right.
Years later, I'm probably in high school getting ready to go to college. My dad, again, drops another nonchalant bomb that the people who murdered these people were sent to the insane asylum in Weston.
Trans-Allegheny?
Yes.
Okay.
So now I'm on the hunt again. Where can we find this information? The next time I go to Trans-Allegheny, it's on the wall. So the museum of like artifacts of things that their patients and stuff created while they were there. There's also newspaper clippings blown up on the wall of like cases of people in there, people escaping, reasons for coming there.
Mm-hmm.
The newspaper clipping is on the wall.
Wow.
In the asylum. So I included a picture. It's somewhere. Every time I go there now, I have to take a picture.
Okay.
And I'm like, do you think that people know we're like the coolest people here right now?
Click
there
through.
I am.
Oh, there it is.
There's me.
So this is you at Trans-Allegheny with the picture. Okay. And the headline says, Vance jury deliberates murder evidence today in Fayetteville. All right. So this was a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about Dr. Wingrove. Who was he?
So everything that I'm going to talk about today is things that I have 100% found myself. Because like I said, nobody talks about it. So on May 20th of 1961, the bodies of Dr. Archer A. Wingrove and his housekeeper, Mrs. Georgia Broyles, were discovered in Dr. Wingrove's Scarbro home. Both victims had been shot in the head, and the housekeeper had also been beaten in the head. Her rings from her fingers had also been stolen, which will be a key point here later in the story. So my dad purchased the Wingrove home in about 1985. So many years after this had happened. He knew what had happened, and I tried to get him to come and tell his story, but he wasn't having it. But he knows things that like you can't find in the media, which we'll get into that a little bit.
Sure. 85, that's when I was born.
There we go.
All right. Small world.
So it was a couple years after the murders at this point. Between 1962 and the time he purchased the house, different people had lived in it, squatters, renters, all of the above. And after he purchased the house, he spent a lot of time renovating it and making it look like a completely different house. So I did include blueprints. I made him sit down and map out what the house looked like when he bought it on the inside and what it looked like afterwards, because all he could tell me was it had a bunch of doors and it used to be a doctor's office.
Okay.
So Dr. Wingrove practiced from home.
Okay.
And so he was having patients in and out of his house as doubling as the doctor's office.
Totally sanitary.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I just had biscuits and gravy. Come on in. We'll do lobotomy real quick.
Yep. No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Hardly nothing. And you said you had blueprints?
Drawings. They're not really a blueprint. It's just a picture of a blank piece of paper that we drew on.
Oh, gotcha.
And I was like, tell me what it looked like.
I'll look for it while you're talking.
So at the time of the murders, Dr. Wingrove, who was 84, and Mrs. Georgia Broyles, 76, were the only 2 people living in the house. And at this time, he wasn't practicing anymore. He had been retired for about 10 years or so. He had, I think it was like something wrong with his heart. So he stopped practicing, and the housekeeper moved in to help him with the upkeep of his house. So they were not related.
Yeah.
She just worked for him, and she lived in the house as well.
Okay.
On the evening of May 20th, their neighbor, Mrs. George Smith, was contacted by Mrs. Broyles' niece who lived in a nearby community, who said that she spoke to her Aunt Georgia every day on a day-to-day basis, but she hadn't heard from her in a couple of days. The niece exclaimed that she had called her aunt multiple times and gotten no answer, so she asked Mrs. Smith if she could go over and check on the pair and make sure they were okay. When Mrs. Smith got there, all of the lights on the Wingrove home were on, but when she knocked, no one answered. So she went around to the other side of the house, the back door, and found that it was unlocked, which was strange. Peering through the window, she could see the television was still on. She called out to the couple but never got a reply. That is when she noticed 2 untouched newspapers lying at her feet on the porch where she was standing. No one had gotten the newspaper for the last 2 days. Also strange.
Mhm.
So she immediately went back over to her house next door to grab her husband. And she said 2 people, so I'm assuming her husband and somebody who was visiting.
Right.
She went back to grab them, and the 2 men ran back to their home and made their way through the unlocked back door. The first 4 rooms were clear with nothing out of the ordinary, but when they rounded the corner to the door of Mrs. Broyles' bedroom, they saw what had happened. They saw her body laying under the bed. I actually don't remember if it was her body under the bed or his body under the bed. But they saw the body.
Someone's under the bed.
Somebody's under the bed. And
it's not good.
I have a picture. So that magazine, so I bought a magazine off of eBay from like the 1960s. That is Dr. Wingrove under the bed.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was under the bed.
Yes, that is in the magazine. And this magazine is the first time that I've seen any pictures ever.
Goodness.
And that is Dr. Wingrove under the bed, deceased.
Under your bed, or I'm sure you have a different bed.
I do have a different bed.
Okay. Or you did.
But it was in the same room.
I mean, it's still, that's too close.
And so when you roll up the carpeting where my dad redid the floor, there's blood on the floor. And the picture that I sent you last night is blood in the basement.
Wow.
Where it had like seeped through the walls. And I took that picture recently because, like I said, my dad's friend owns it now. And so I was like, can we just go over? Can we just like go and see him? See what, because he's remodeled too. That is blood. See up in the corner, right where your mouse is. The darkness, that is blood.
So that's blood that ran through the floor right here.
Yep.
Wow.
So in that picture, I would be standing like directly below what happened, and it had seeped through the floor like that.
Yeah. Way to go, Mom. Mom's in here. I didn't even tell you about it.
Not when we lived. Nope.
She'll be all right.
Nope. And I definitely saw it. Like, I definitely saw it as a kid and didn't think anything of it. Like, it was just miscolored wood.
Right.
I mean, I was a kid. But when my dad started telling those people at the Summersville Lake campground, I was like, what? And so a big reason I wanted to go back to the house now that I'm older was to see that and know that it was blood.
Yeah. Yeah, and Megan's mom's in the studio, not on camera, but so you know, I'm gonna make a few jokes about awesome parenting choices. So, I mean, you know, what house hadn't had a murder in it? You know what I mean?
Fine.
If you dig back far enough, you know, I'd say I don't want to dig into my house. Who knows? I don't think there was a murder here, but you know.
No, the people who own it now, they were telling us like their grown adult kids are like, don't you think it's a little weird? Like, you know, a murder happened here, right? And of course, he's old fashioned. He's like, no, it's fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's fine. No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
I guess my dad's philosophy was he redid the house. I mean, he literally like redid the entire house. I do remember being a kid.
I like it.
And this is so random. These old ladies, this group of old ladies would come to our house every summer to go through the house. They like knew of Dr. Wingrove, knew when his practice was there. I asked my dad who those ladies were. He has no idea. They just came over. I mean, a group of them. You remember that, Mom? A group of them. And I remember they stood in my bedroom closet and said, oh, this is where he kept the medicine. And I would have nightmares. That's the house. That's what the house looked like.
Okay, got it.
That's what the house looked like when this happened. Not at all what it looks like now.
Gotcha. So it's completely redone.
Yeah.
Is this, well, I guess it's still on a hill.
Yeah, it has the same roots. It just has kind of a different layout, different floor plan. It has the same roots.
Okay. Exercise the demons a little bit.
Yeah. And it has a different entryway now. So that the hillside is all grown up now. So you can't even see it.
Got it.
From the road.
Okay. Says on this caption, it has 2 police officers. Oak Hill Police Chief Janny and Trooper Berkeley, whom he called in to assist in questioning a tobacco chewing suspect.
So
Why? Okay, what is that?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to get ahead. I'm
That's
getting
okay.
too far ahead.
That's okay. I was kind of reading right from, but I will tell you exactly what I know. Just like that I've heard my whole life, and this is right from the brain. 2 juveniles killed these guys, or killed these people. I have their names.
But they didn't know? yet?
Nobody knew yet
Okay.
who killed them at the time. So it went a while.
Mhm.
So I was reading like in this magazine that detectives went all over the place. Like at one point, I think they were talking about going to Florida.
Mhm.
At one point, they said that it was a taxi driver who drove Mrs. Broyles home that day from the ATM. So she had gone to the bank. He knew that she had money withdrawn. So he came back later after he dropped her off and killed her. They looked into that guy. Nothing. It wasn't until a person, let me find who.
Sure, you can start where you were. I don't want to miss anything. So
we'll do that so that I don't miss anything.
Yeah, totally. It'll be a good teaser for later.
Because I'll forget something.
You're an English major. You don't forget anything.
That's not true. That's why I have to write it down.
Gotcha.
That's why I have to write it down. So right where we left off from the story, their bodies were all that was to be seen when they came around the corner. The pair had been brutally murdered, lying in a pool of their own blood on the bedroom floor, which we just saw in that picture. Mr. Smith ran back to his home and began calling 911. Within minutes, the small hillside where the residents sat was swarmed with emergency services. I put here that there were some names listed in the magazine article, but it also said that some of them had been changed, so I didn't mention them.
Gotcha.
Dr. Wingrove's body lay stretched beneath the foot of the bed with his foot sticking out on the right side and his right hand gripping the bottom bed springs, in this picture included.
That's crazy. People, they used to not give a crap what they put in magazines.
That's in a magazine.
Yeah.
That would never fly today. No. He had been shot in the head once. Mrs. Broyles lay on the floor about 2 feet away with her face to the wall. Her dress had been torn all the way down the back. She, too, had been shot in the head as well as beatenly brutal. That's a word.
That sounds perfect to me.
Yes, I like that.
No judgments here.
Brutally beaten in the head. By the time the bodies were discovered, they had both already entered a state of rigor mortis. 3 empty 25 casings and 2 slugs were found in the room among the bodies. 1 casing is what that guy is pointing to with that pin.
Ah, okay.
Yep, right there. 25 caliber automatic used to kill the victims.
Interesting.
Right there on that rug.
Look, Megan, that blood was in your room when you slept there for like how many years?
9.
9 years. Yeah. Well done.
I know.
Yeah.
I never saw him though.
I mean, it worked. You graduated college, so that's
fine.
good.
We turned out fine.
Yeah. We're good.
It's fine.
It's all good. All right. So they found the casing and then so are they what was the main evidence? Or go back to your story. Sorry.
Okay. It's okay. So I just put that at this time, no motive could be found. Dr. Wingrove was the son of a Fayette County settler who practiced medicine in the town of Scarbro for nearly 50 years before he had retired 15 years earlier. So earlier I said 10, it was 15. It is reported that for the last 10 of these years, he had also suffered from a heart condition, which for the most part kept him homebound. His wife, name unknown, had died previously and also a year unknown. So Mrs. Broyles, who was a widow, had been his live-in housekeeper for about 7 years until they were murdered. Presumably, he was unable to care for himself in the house with his heart condition. The last known person to speak to either of the two was Broyles' niece, who we spoke about earlier, who had originally contacted the neighbor concerned for the pair. So her name was Mrs. Belle Nelson, and she reports speaking to her aunt every day on the phone. So rightfully, she became worried when her aunt was no longer answering the phone. When interviewed by the police, she stated the last time she spoke to her aunt was the Thursday before around 11 p.m. She said that Mrs. Broyles was ironing and watching TV, something she frequently did at the same time. When police asked Mrs. Nelson, the niece, if she knew anyone or any reason that this could have happened, she replied no. She said the pair was always friendly with her and she had no reason to suspect, based on the last time they spoke, that anything was wrong or out of the ordinary. Then she asked the police officers about her aunt's rings. It is stated that Mrs. Nelson asked the officers if her aunt was wearing her rings when her body was found. When the officer responded no, the niece immediately shouted out that her aunt's rings had been stolen. She explained that her aunt was never anywhere without her rings, and if they were not on her deceased body, then someone had to have taken them. This was now the first clue that perhaps this had been a burglary and a homicide. So my dad always talked about that. My dad always talked about these juveniles who we're going to bring up later went in to get her rings, her very expensive jewelry off of her hands, and ended up killing them instead.
That's awful. There's a Wingrove street in Scarbro. Is it named after him?
There's a Wingrove. It's Wingrove Hill.
Wingrove Hill, yeah.
And I have no idea. It may be. It is right down the road. It's like the next holler over.
Interesting.
I had a friend that lived there when we were in school.
Now, his name's Archer?
Yep.
A. Wingrove.
That would be him.
I was trying to find his house currently, but I don't know. I don't really
put a picture of like a corner of it in my email,
right?
So that we could still protect the privacy of who lives there.
Sure, yeah.
But still show that there it is, right there. What you just had your mouse on,
right here. Okay.
Yeah, so that is kind of like a corner.
Gotcha.
So still a way to protect.
We
the
okay
privacy.
to show corner?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, you can't really tell anything else about it, but other than it's well upkept. They were obviously doing some remodeling here.
Got a new tin roof on there, fresh. Fresh metal. All right, there we go. Well, my goodness.
And so you can see like the hillside is all grown up now.
Okay.
And the driveway has been rerouted to come on the back.
Gotcha.
So after Nelson was asked, that's the niece, was asked to do a walkthrough of the house to see if she could identify any other missing artifacts, she also exclaimed that along with the 2 rings, which included 2 diamonds and a wedding band, she could not find her aunt's box of costume jewelry. So that's also missing. Police then discovered they could not locate the wallet of Dr. Wingrove's. So now we have multiple things missing. I put in here that many leads were present after this. Every person picked up in surrounding areas for months to come were questioned, did you murder these people? It is reported that officers traveled to Alabama on multiple occasions, Florida, and even California, all for potential leads, but nothing came of any of them. For weeks leading up to this, reporters had come in about unknown men walking the railroad tracks below the house and in neighborhoods, but still nothing. In fact, one man even reported that he walked the same route on the train tracks below the house every night after work and noticed that the lights were on for those couple of nights that they had not been discovered yet, but he thought nothing out of the ordinary. This is where I talk about the cab driver. There were reports of a cab driver that Mrs. Broyles had taken back to the home Thursday after she'd left the bank. They suspected maybe the driver knew she was carrying a large sum of money and came back to rob her, but he was ruled out as well.
Was he ever brought into the Mad Butcher theory? Do you know? Because that was around the early 60s.
I don't know.
Okay, because it was males in the early 60s.
Do you want to get off on a side tangent for a minute?
Oh, sure. Yeah,
I happen
always.
to know a little something about the Mad Butcher.
Okay, what's going on?
So my grandma, my dad's mom, who lived next door to the murder house, she is definitely where I got my like inside for spooky things from. If it's real spooky, like you want to go to a historically haunted place, I want to go. Fake spooky, you're going to chase me with a chainsaw? No, thank you. So she 100% believed when she lived in Sanger, when her and her husband were first married and my dad was a newborn, that her house was haunted and the woman who owned it before walked the house at night. She got up one morning, this was around the time of the Mad Butcher, and all of the women's underclothes on the clothesline had been cut in half.
Lord.
And they never found anything else about it.
That's a problem.
Right?
They call the police?
I don't guess. I guess it was just like, okay, got to buy some new clothes from Walmart.
Goodness gracious.
But I just remember her telling that story, that it was around the time of the Mad Butcher, and she came out and only the women's underclothes had been cut in half on the clothesline.
This sounds weird, but it seems like it would be funner to have a potential serial killer back then than now. Because back then, it was all old wives' tales of like, you better go inside before the Mad Butcher gets you. You know, with all due respect to anyone who lost someone. I'm working with the Haynes daughters right now on trying to find James Lee Haynes, who was suspected to be a victim of the Mad Butcher, although he wasn't. But yeah, now it's like you got surveillance footage. You got everybody's opinion thrown at you. You got to read stuff you don't really like. You know, it's just too much coming at you. Back then, it was like you tell a story by a campfire type thing. You know?
Which was kind of my reasoning for doing this. Nobody talks about this.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, my family's talked about it, obviously, my whole life after we moved out.
Yeah.
But before that, nobody had talked about it. And I mean, I saw it in the insane asylum, but nobody, like I told my tour guide one time, that happened in my house. and he was just flabbergasted.
Yeah. That's I just went to Trans-Allegheny.
Mhm.
Where is the sign at there? You took a picture of it here. I'm gonna bring it up.
When you walk in the main door, and there's like the computers to the right-hand side where you sign your waiver and stuff. You keep going a little bit, take the immediate right towards the bathrooms. And you start going down that first hall of like museum stuff, artifact stuff.
Right.
And on the left-hand side, right in that back corner, right when you pass the video of doing the lobotomy, actually.
Perfect.
Right in the back corner is where that is.
Cool. Just a fun family-filled environment.
No big deal. The last time I was there, it was me and my older brother, and we were all gathered around looking at it. And I was like, do you think anybody knows that we're super cool right now?
Yeah.
Like, this happened in our house. Do you think they know?
This is in my room.
Yeah, this is in my room.
That's cool. You embraced it.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
You took ownership of the murder,
I
Megan.
think it's
Good
fun.
for you.
I want people to know about it.
Yeah. I mean, with all due respect, if all the Wingroves out there, this is, don't listen to me. Megan sent me an email and was really passionate about getting this story out there. And I'm here to tell jokes and keep things light, but I probably shouldn't on this, but there you go. Do what you want with it. That's what keeps
the podcast going.
You know?
It's fine. It's a balance.
It's got to flow. I got my responsibilities and my duties.
We got a balance.
Yeah. All right.
So we're finally going to get whodunit. Well, allegedly whodunit. So the following Sunday after the murders, the preliminary report came back on the victims. It had shown that both victims had been shot at a super close range and that in addition to the gunshot wounds, Mrs. Broyles, the housekeeper, had suffered a fractured skull with severe beating in the head. This showed that it was believed the killings had taken place either late Thursday night or early Friday morning. So the niece reported last speaking to her aunt 11 p.m. Thursday night. After that, haven't heard from her. So months went by, nothing happened. They couldn't find anybody. This happened in May. Finally, in March 28th, 1962, a man in the city of Oak Hill, so right next door to Scarbro, called the local police to report that someone had broken into a car garage. The man reported that as he was walking by, he noticed a suspicious person coming out. He reports that at first he thought it could have been an employee just locking up, but then when the individual turned and looked at him, he was terrified. So the guy was like, busted type face.
Busted type face.
Yeah. Like he's like, oh, I'm busted.
Oh,
I've been caught.
Gotcha.
However,
I thought you meant he was an ugly piece of garbage.
Well,
he's busted up, but anyway.
Also, yes, because the only thing that this guy could remember, the guy who saw this guy, was that the person coming out of the garage had a deformed face.
Okay.
And he described it as a bulge on his cheek or his chin. So when he reported it, he said, there's some guy, he's breaking into the building, and he has a deformity on his face. So the Oak Hill cops at the time go around thinking, we know everybody who has a deformed face. No one.
Oh, it's Floyd.
Yeah, just Bob.
Everybody knows Floyd.
It's fine.
No.
Jesus. So finally, they were like, do you think it could have been a chew of tobacco instead of a face deformity? And the witness lit up and was like, oh my gosh, yes. It is a chew of tobacco. Right there. Interesting.
Let me zoom in so you can't really see his full face yet. Oh, I already showed it all. Yeah. But, yep. Dun, dun. This dude just has a chaw in at any time?
I guess so.
Man, they look young.
They are young. So they're super young. They're teenagers.
Goodness.
And I believe they were the youngest at the time to ever be admitted to Weston for being like insane.
What happened after they figured out it was chewing tobacco?
So when they asked the witness, like, could it have been chewing tobacco? He was like, yes. So the cops went around again. Okay. Who chews tobacco? Obviously, probably everybody.
10,000.
But they're determined to figure it out.
Even Cindy Lou down the street.
I literally wrote, that would make this case impossible to solve. But later that afternoon, during the officer's door-to-door search again for the specific individual, they came to the front door of an unknown female who was finally able to put a name to their exact description. Arnold Lee Vance. Arnold Vance was described to be about 15 years old, and he had moved right down the street just a few months prior in Oak Hill. It was learned that he had quit regular school and was attending a school for students with intellectual disabilities. The young teen was then picked up by an officer a few hours later. He was questioned about the garage break-in and asked if he did it. And when they asked, he confessed to breaking and entering. When asked if he had done this sort of thing in the past, he also replied yes. According to the police, Vance admitted to 7 other separate doings.
Megan, I don't like this. Do you know West Memphis 3?
No.
So the West Memphis 3 had a kid. It's one of the early, not early, it was like 1993, but instance of false confessions.
Okay.
And this is 1961, and you got a kid with low IQ up in here, up in Scarbro, West by God. I mean, nothing wrong, nothing against the police, but at the same time, so far, some red flags are popping up. But carry on.
How did he not get caught up until this point?
Well, did he do it? Is my question.
We're going to get into that.
Okay, go ahead.
We're going to get into that. So they questioned him about all of that. He admitted to 7 other things, similar crimes in and around the area of Oak Hill. That's when the light bulb went off in the police's head and was like, maybe we should also ask this kid about those murders from way back in May. Vance, taken completely surprised by the question, it was clear that he knew something about the murders. So like they asked him, all is fine. He's willingly admitting to things. They ask him about the murder. He's stunned. He doesn't know what to do. He's caught off guard. How would they know type of thing? They recalled the scene to him, the house, the individuals, the train tracks, where the victims' documents were scattered afterwards. So we didn't talk about that. There was documents from the house scattered on the train tracks below the house.
Okay.
And one of the things police noted was that unless the person were to have ran in a zigzag, there was probably 2 people.
Okay.
Because they were on opposite sides of the train tracks.
Okay.
So they recalled that to him.
What if he did it in a zigzag, like 4D chess type move?
He may have.
Okay.
But we're going to meet another character too.
Okay, gotcha.
But yes, I would assume those are the train tracks.
Got it.
They're not there anymore.
Where was this?
Right over the...
Is it near the smiley face on the satellite dish? You know what I'm talking about?
It is.
Is
actually,
it? Okay.
It actually is.
That's my landmark for Scarbro.
You know what I'm talking about, Mom? You know. Right before you get into Whipple, across from the company store, there's that huge satellite dish that has the smiley face. Like you're turning to go to Mossy.
You know what would be the goals? A goal for the show is if the smiley face satellite dish person listens to the show. Yeah. That would be.
If you have the smiley face satellite dish, please comment.
And everyone who's drove and hit that intersection knows exactly where that is.
Except for my mom, who could not remember it all of a sudden. But I'm telling you, it's right there.
No,
next
Whipple
to
the Whipple Company store.
Yeah.
Which is rumored to be haunted.
Yes.
It's on a historic. In his historic.
I think so.
building?
I've never been.
Yeah, I think they're trying to redo it or something.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So this is literally right down the road, and those train tracks most likely did go by the smiley face.
Interesting.
Hi, smiley face owner. We love your smiley face.
Hey, shout out. Yeah, keep it going. Don't let,
paint over it.
Yeah, don't let anyone make you feel
don't
bad.
Paint
about
over
that.
it. We love it.
Yeah. Small world.
I know. I knew exactly what you meant right off the bat. Yes.
I mean, that's my landmark. It's like bam.
The smiley face. Yep. So we're right down the road from the smiley face. That's how I'm going to start the story from now on.
Got it.
People are going to have to look that up.
Yeah.
So when they started talking about the train tracks, they asked Vance if somebody was with him if he was on the train tracks and if someone was with him. Scattered on both sides, this is literally what I just said. Scattered on both sides of the train tracks were paper. So unless he ran in zigzags, somebody else was with him.
Mm-hmm.
So it was then that Vance nodded as an admission, a police claim poured out of this teen. Vance revealed that a 16-year-old Roger Lee Belcher was with him while committing the crimes. So that was the other guy.
Okay. Let me find him again. Roger Lee Belcher. Got it.
So,
yeah, there's their names. All right.
Yep. So that's them.
Got it. Okay. So you got the kid in here with a 62 IQ that says, Roger did it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Roger's going to say Arnold did it.
Roger said Arnold did it. Okay. So they bring Roger in.
Yes.
Okay.
So they decided to question them separately.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, both teens accused the other of pulling the trigger and murdering the victims. Police say the suspects told them they had gone to Wingrove's house on the night of May 18th to burglarize it, like we talked about before. They admitted to entering the home through the unlocked back door that the neighbor had discovered earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He reported that the doctor was watching TV was on, and pleaded with the boy not to shoot him. The doctor staggered into Mrs. Broyles' room where she was lying on the bed. Mrs. Broyles leaped up, ripping her dress. We talked about it was ripped earlier, and then she was killed as well. Police also report that Vance gave a shocking addition to this statement. So this is all we know at this point. They're saying, yes, we did it. We went in through the back door. The back door was open when the neighbor went. The TV was on when the neighbor went. They're saying that Dr. Wingrove was watching TV and he got up and ran for the bedroom where their bodies will be discovered.
Are there transcripts of this interview or interrogation?
I think all of this, came from this magazine.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything came from either this magazine or one of the other articles that I sent you.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it was hard. It was hard to find this stuff. It was not easy.
So did you take a picture of all this?
Yeah. So I ordered a magazine from the 1960s off of eBay, and it's falling apart.
Wow.
But that's the magazine laying on my couch. So I just took a picture of it.
How many pages was the article?
There were a lot. There was a lot. I think I sent them. Because some of them had pictures and others were just, it was like continued on page 49. So then you had to flip through all the pages and get to page 49. So there was a lot.
Gotcha.
So that magazine was the most informative thing about this case I've ever found.
Yeah. Wow.
See, so right here, like it has like quotations. Where did you pick her up? That's them talking to the taxi driver.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It says, where did you pick her up? Asked the driver just outside the bank. Did we break down the full cab driver story?
I don't think so.
Okay. So tell me about that.
So from my understanding, she went to the bank during the day in Oak Hill and called a cab to take her home. Mm-hmm. And you can see right there, it says that she obtained $1,500 from a cashier's check from her bank that day and come home by the cab.
Got it.
So I guess the thinking of the police was she got a cab from the bank. So the cab driver obviously suspected that she had withdrawn some money. So he came back to rob her.
Interesting.
And ended up killing her. But like I said, he was ruled out.
But a kid that has a real low, like they're going to figure that out? Or they were just wanting the rings? Or
I guess, see, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they knew that she had the rings.
Yeah.
That's what my dad always said, that they were coming in to get her rings.
Right. Okay. Wow. Okay, so they go to trial. What's next?
At the trial, both written and oral confessions were presented as part of the evidence in the case. This is where it's going to get kind of confusing. Mm-hmm. It's already confusing because, like, what the heck?
I'm with you.
Where did these guys come from and what are they doing?
False conviction. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that.
We get to something like that.
Okay, got it.
Because it becomes an issue of the teens are minors.
I just spilled a Lonnie all over me. Carry on.
They confessed not under a court of law. So, like, they picked him up and were just, like, casually talking to him. And he says something. So there was some wishy-washy about, does that count?
Well, I don't think Miranda rights was out by then.
No.
I have to look that up.
So there was a lot of issue on whether or not this was applicable to commit them or not.
I mean, I'm pro law enforcement, as everyone knows, but I don't know, man. You go in there and kill two adults, you know what I mean? Like, these kids are idiots, but at the same time, shooting someone, two people, is a whole new thing.
And where did they get the weapon and what happened to it?
Yeah, Miranda rights actually started on June 13th, 1966, following the U.S. Supreme Court's decision in Miranda versus Arizona. The ruling established that criminal suspects, as I drool, must be informed of their constitutional rights, including the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney before being interrogated when in police custody. So they were minors, and there was no such thing as the Miranda rights.
Yep.
In 61.
So it gets kind of gray area.
Oh, man.
I know. It gets really
What are the
confusing.
parents saying?
I don't even know if we meet.
I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Them.
Go ahead.
I really don't. The only really adult in their life that we end up seeing is the woman who answered the door. And we're going to meet a grandma who talks about her potato patch.
Her potato patch?
Her potato patch. And that is on the article on the wall in Weston, talking about her potato patch.
That's the culprit right there. Bad potatoes.
It was the potatoes.
Sour potatoes. We didn't
even get any French fries. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So they're like, let Bobby go with the police. I don't need to be down there. They can say what they want.
I have
Bobby
potatoes to pick.
Yeah, I got these spuds to pick.
That really is where this is going.
Out in the lawn. I hope it ain't.
It kind of is.
Okay.
It kind of is.
Well, awesome.
So at the trial, both written and oral confessions were presented as part of the evidence in the case. It was also decided by a judge that the issue of a jury was necessary to consider all of the circumstances under which the alleged confessions and admissions were made and to determine their exact nature, import, and meanings of the crime. The jury returned with a verdict of first-degree murder, and the petitioner was sentenced to life imprisonment. But record does not enclose whether the conviction was appealed to the West Virginia Supreme Court or not. And when I tried looking it up, my dad says that he remembers them going to jail. They went to jail. They went to Weston, did whatever they do in Weston because that place was crazy. I can't find anything that is completely conclusive of what happened to these men.
Wow.
Nothing. Because like I said, there was gray area with them being minors, how they confessed, why they did it. So if somebody out there knows, please let us know.
Oh, this is suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They just said, oh, I did it. He did it. And then he says, no, he did it. And we're talking, go through what actually happened to these bodies again. So one was shot in the head under a bed.
So I don't know how he got under the bed, but he did. So when the boys came in, he got up. Dr. Wingrove got up and was pleading with them, don't shoot, and took off running to the bedroom where Mrs. Broyles was as well.
Mm-hmm.
She, I guess, was asleep on the bed. And when she shot up, she ripped the back of her dress. They shot her in the head, shot him in the head, and beat her in the head as well.
Now, according to the article, did it say that they brought that up? The boys brought that up? Or did the police? Because my thing is, what leading questions were here? The kid's 62. I mean, I don't know exact specs of what that means.
I don't either.
But I don't think you can do a lot.
No.
Let me look up. Let's just ask.
I do have written here that the IQ of 62, he had moderate mental deficiencies and the mental age of a 9-year-old.
Yeah, like a 9-year-old ain't like isn't going to know what to do to shoot somebody. I mean, I don't know. This is weird.
Too much time potato picking.
Here it says, so the AI overview. An IQ score of 62 falls within the mild intellectual disability range, typically defined as an IQ between 55 and 69. This means an individual generally has significant limitations in both cognitive functioning and adaptive skills, conceptual, social, and practical skills needed for everyday life. So they have academic limitations, difficulty with abstract concepts, problem solving and planning.
Mm-hmm. But they walked into a house and murdered some people.
Memory.
That's a good point.
So
are they remembering this
you said that kid was going in there just saying, yeah, I did that one. I did that one too. I did that. Yeah, I did that. I did that one too. Like 7 crimes you said he admitted
7.
To?
He confessed, but like small crimes. Like the guy saw him coming out of the garage, so he broke into the garage. So I don't know what a murder is a much bigger.
So let me tell you about Jesse Miss Kelly. So Jesse Miss Kelly, let me look up his IQ.
Okay.
And we're going to walk through this and talk about some comparisons. So the West Memphis 3, it's called The Murder of Robin Hood Hills, and it was in West Memphis, Arkansas. And there's these 3 boys around 8-9 years old that were found in the creek. They were naked, bound hands to their feet with shoestrings, and drowned. And So the town starts, obviously trying to figure out what happened. So around then, there's this thing called the Satanic Panic. In the late 80s, early 90s, humans used to freak out about cults. Like that was all the rage. Like there's so many cults. There's people practicing the devil's work in the woods and this and that and whatever. So there's these 3 kids around the ages of 15, Jesse Miss Kelly, Damian Eccles, and Jason Baldwin. And they were kind of friends-ish, but Jesse had a real low IQ. And they start to try and figure out that, I bet these boys did it. Damien kind of, read about witchcraft. They all like Metallica. They wore black T-shirts. Like, seriously, we're that dumb. Like, when it comes to this stuff, we get pretty dumb. We're better now, but his IQ was 72. That's 10 points higher than Charles dripping Arnold here. With all due respect. So, come to find out, spoiler alert, to the law, they still say that they did it. But what happened was they actually found evidence when DNA came out, because this happened in 93, DNA was just now starting to come out. Well, they find a strand of DNA later. They actually prove that it most likely matches one of the stepfathers of the boys.
Oh.
So the state knows that they have enough evidence to open up a new trial. So they offer them what's called the Alford plea, which is basically them saying, okay, you can say you're not guilty, but the state still says you're guilty, and then we're going to let you out of prison.
Yeah.
So it's a way that avoids lawsuits, too.
Okay.
It gets them out of prison, and it avoids them having the ability to sue the state. It's really garbage. Jason Baldwin didn't want to do it, and he spent all these years in prison or jail, and he didn't want to do it, but they had to do it because Damien was having a real rough life in prison. So anyways, how they were convicted, a big part of how they were convicted, there was no evidence except Jesse Miss Kelly was interrogated for 16 hours.
Oh my goodness.
With an IQ of 72. This is in 1993. They had this on tape. And you hear the police leading questions and walking him into the timeline. Literally, they walked him through I think it was 10 hours. They walked him from a certain time back to the time they needed him to say. And there was a couple testimonies from local kids and this and that saying they heard crazy stuff said by the kids and this and that, whatever. They later recanted that and said that they were lying. So the only way they all got convicted was literally off the testimony, a forced confession of a kid with an IQ of 72.
So then it's manipulated.
For the murder of 3 kids. This is the murder of 2 adults. And I love West by God, but this is 1961. Kid with an IQ of 72. We didn't know exactly what that meant back then. I don't like this.
I know. I know. Mom's like,
What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I mean, I want to think that they found, because the only thing is there's no, if I read a transcript, I don't even think they transcribed interrogations back then.
Probably
before
not.
Miranda rights, it was
and this they're saying is not even something to be transcribed because does it count or does it not? They were just having a conversation.
You may have found the West Virginia, West Memphis 3.
We may have to compare the 2.
Only 2. Really, but there isn't nothing you can do about it really now. Are they dead? Do you know?
I have no idea.
I'm assuming.
I assume so, or they're in jail.
So,
I have no idea.
If they were 15 in 1961, to be alive right now, 40... Oh, they very well could be alive. I
tried to find, you know how you can do find a grave? I tried to do find a grave, death certificate, but I couldn't find anything. So maybe they are.
Let me see. So 15 plus First off, let's do math.
I hate math.
So, children, we have 2025
I have an English degree.
minus 1961. That is 64 years. Now, you add 15 years of that. That's 79. They
No, they
very well
definitely
could be
could be.
alive.
I can't find anything recent on either one of them
Wow.
because nobody talks about it.
If y'all are alive, come on the show.
Yeah. I want to be here too.
Yeah. Megan will definitely be here.
You were in my house.
And we may have armed security for that one.
But it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Bring some potatoes.
But, I mean, there's so many of these stories that just float around that you just don't even, you know what I mean? And listen, there was a lot of good police officers back in the day. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that they got this wrong. They very well may have got it right. I'm just saying an IQ of 62 is something we still don't understand in the hills. Mm-hmm. Like we there's a lot of good people in the school system and we know a lot more and they're doing a lot of good things, but you still got Bobby Ray running around. It's like, that boy ain't right. He needs to go and he needs to go get a job. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, that's terrifying. So sad.
Speaking of the school system, I have something that relates to that in this story.
Let's do it. Okay, yeah. How much we got? Yeah. I mean, I don't want to cut you off, but like, I want people to be thinking critically of like, listen to what we're really hearing here. You're hearing a kid with IQ of 62 come in and say, I done all of it. You got any red man? I can't wait to get me a big old chaw. That's all I live for. That's why I'm shooting people and breaking into homes, is because I want a big old chaw to friggin' spit. All right, go ahead.
His school teacher came to court.
Really?
To testify. I'm trying to read here if it was for him or against him. But little fun fact about said school teacher. I don't know if she's still alive or not, but she was also the mayor of Oak Hill.
Really?
At one point. She was the mayor. The last thing I found about her was she celebrated her 91st birthday in 2021.
What's her name?
Her name is Mrs. Barbara Hickman.
Let's just find out. Let's see.
I think that's her. Actually, I don't know. I have no idea. Is that her?
Looks no, that's like not her. That's the Murder She Wrote lady. Oh, yeah, that's
a lady from California. Okay. I have no idea. Fayette Tribune, that might be her.
Yeah, that's probably.
That's her.
Another Murder She Wrote lady. Hang on. All right. She's a sweet lady.
She was the school teacher. Let me see. At Vance's school, she stated in court that she did not believe the youth was mentally capable of answering interrogation questions or drawing a floor plan of the house, because it was reported that he drew a floor plan of the house. That's why we sat down to get my dad draw a floor plan. So that's what my dad was like, oh yeah, Mrs. Hickman was the school teacher at Scarbro Elementary, right next to the Whipple Company store. And then later served as the mayor of Oak Hill.
She looks like a precious lady.
She does.
I'm with Mayor Hickman.
Like, he couldn't have done that.
So, okay, the drawings.
Yeah.
You know where else they done that? You watched Making a Murderer?
No, but that sounds
Oh, my goodness. So, Brendan Dassey.
You need to look that up, Mom.
Guess what Brendan Dassey has?
What?
A low IQ. So, Making a Murderer. Now, granted, think what you want about what happened there, this and that and the other. We all know, if you've watched the show, everyone who's watched the show and has kind of halfway looked into the case knows Brendan Dassey is not guilty. But they interrogated him and they had him draw pictures. And they would sit there and say, draw her, draw chains around her wrist. Mm-hmm. What would that look like? Draw her on the bed. What would that look like?
Okay.
And they'll sit there and he was like, he's sitting there like, okay. He's sitting there and he's drawing pictures and they just walk him through these stick figures. So that I don't like this.
Maybe people do talk about it and we just haven't drawn all the parallels. Maybe more people talk about it than we know.
About this?
Just like the parallels of it.
Well, I don't think anyone has paid attention to this. I think I don't know. Maybe someone has, but I myself have not came across anything. There may be some local podcasts that's done it. Mountain State Mysteries may have done it. I don't know. But let me look up Brendan Dassey's IQ. So Brendan Dassey's IQ has been reported to be between 69 and 73.
Prime number.
I don't like this.
So we talked about potato spuds.
Okay.
If you go back to the article that's at Trans-Allegheny, there is a part in there where one of the boys' grandmother, Mrs. Myrtle Davis, over here on the right-hand side.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Let me get my...
Mrs. Myrtle Davis, grandmother
We
of
got to show the one with your face like, hey, look at this.
This is me. This happened in my
hey,
house.
Look, murder. Right.
Grandmother of Vance testified that he was in school during the day and home at night on both May 18th and May 19th, 1961. She said she remembers this because it was also potato planting time. The youth had helped spade the ground and plant the potatoes.
So they had an alibi?
According to Grandma. According to Grandma. But then you see at the very bottom, it says, Belcher is scheduled to be tried for the slayings later. Dun, dun, dun.
I hate it.
I do too.
Golly.
The only part I like is it happened in my house.
This ain't feeling... Yeah, this is way more than someone was murdered in your room. This is like the West Virginia 2. Like, I mean, my goodness. Oh, I don't know. I mean, odds are really high. Someone listening was really close to this case. Mm-hmm. And I need to hear some evidence that there was some due diligence other than these kids with, were kind of special needs. I don't know about Robert.
I don't know.
Yeah. But it is documented that the other kid had an IQ of 62. Yeah, he said that.
I think it says that on that article.
I think it does, yeah.
Yep. Right there on the right-hand side, second paragraph.
Right inside it says, let me start down here. So it says, Vance and Roger Lee Belcher, 16, also of Scarbro, have been charged with the slaying of Dr. Wingrove, who was 84, and Mrs. Georgia Broyles, 76, in his house. Dr. McFadden? I don't know.
No idea. Works for me.
Testified that Vance had a very poor memory and the IQ of 62. This was determined during mental tests of both youths at Weston. Oh, no.
Yes. So then they were evaluated at Weston.
Wow. Okay. I wonder what because I mean it sounds so much like the West Memphis 3, because the kid with the low IQ said that they all did it, and then all of a sudden they all did it. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Isn't it weird?
Next.
The last piece of evidence I ended up finding stated, I also included this article somewhere. It's Williams versus Payton 404. Confession found to be involuntary, where defendant was 15 at the time of arrest and enrolled in grammar school, had no prior criminal record, even though he said that he committed 7 other crimes. No prior criminal record, and was held for at least 3 days, during which time he was questioned intermittently, like whatever. Words are hard.
Intermittently?
Yes. Without being appraised of constitutional rights.
Well, yeah, and they didn't have the Miranda rights.
However...
Hey, hold on.
Okay.
This is BS. How do they interrogate a child with no parent present?
No.
Obviously, and I don't care if it's back then or now, if a kid has a lower IQ of 62, you're going to know. Mm-hmm. You're going to know, like, okay, maybe we should do something else. Maybe we should do that. And then admits to 7 crimes.
Yeah.
He probably just wanted to go home.
Like, please let me go home. Yeah. So then, however, other documents state that Vance was sentenced to life for the murder of these people. And I literally put here, this portion has driven me crazy with not being able to find the final conclusion. So I'm open to finding and hearing any further information anyone may have regarding the final sentencing of this case.
Depression.
Insanity.
That's the final.
Drives me nuts. So I don't know the outcome. I put here, my dad remembers, like he thinks he remembers the pair getting life, and he remembers reading a follow-up article with an interview with one of the boys, now grown, from prison on what his life had been like in there, but I can't find it.
Okay. Well, make up some stuff while I look up. I'm going to, so I have a login to newspaper articles.
Mm-hmm.
Let me, I got to find out. I'm going to text Josie live here and find out where that is. But, so have you ever thought that this is maybe a false conviction, or have you just thought like, I'm glad I didn't get possessed?
I'm glad the house wasn't haunted.
Yeah.
Glad I didn't see anyone.
Yeah.
Because I think that mostly we've always focused on Dr. Wingrove and his housekeeper.
Right.
The victims more so than the guys who did it, because we don't know the final outcome.
Right.
So most when we talk about it, we just talk about Dr. Wingrove and his housekeeper were murdered.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find a picture of him not murdered.
Not murdered.
Yeah. Dr. Wingrove, West Virginia. I don't want to. I mean, if I'm sure probably someone related to him probably listens to the show. I don't want to taint the legacy here, but I just want to find.
Is that him? That looks like
okay.
It could be him.
Oh crap! Let's see. Let me zoom in. Oh, man, I can't work computers.
Get your binoculars out, people.
I know, right? Like, we found the mayor. Okay, is he like a? Let me open the image in new tab. Let's try that. Oh, there we go.
Hello,
okay.
Dr. Wingrove.
All right. So it says Dr. Wingrove was one of the first Scarbro people. This is in first person by Shirley Donnelly, who wrote an article. It says Dr. Wingrove was one of the first Scarbro people I met after settling at Oak Hill in January 1923. Daggone. He was the son of John Wingrove, who settled on the vast tract of land on the shores of White Oak Branch more than 100 years ago. To this day, the place where Dr. Wingrove lived is called Wingrove Hill. An ambitious young man, Wingrove decided to study to be a doctor. Accordingly, he entered the College of Physicians and Surgeons in the University of Maryland, where he studied medicine. I want to keep on reading. In 1903, he was graduated with the degree of Doctorate of Medicine. Dr. Wingrove returned home at Wingrove, and there in the Scarbro community, he practiced his profession for nearly half a century. About 15 years before his untimely death, Dr. Wingrove had a heart attack, which caused his subsequent retirement, and following the death of his wife, Dr. Wingrove employed Mrs. George Bell Broyles, a widow, to keep the house for him. Mrs. Broyles and her husband used to operate a grocery store at a restaurant at Seth, and later a grocery store in the Mossy Creek country of Fayette County.
I didn't know that part.
My goodness. Well, rest in peace to him and Mrs. Broyles. The case still at we got to find some more stuff, Megan.
The only people outside of my family who's ever talked about this, and I didn't know this until a while back. My dad said that an author contacted him after he bought the house to see if he had discovered any literature of Dr. Wingrove's, so she could maybe get more insight on, I guess, who he was. And she wrote books called Windows to the Past. And I bought one, but it was the wrong version.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to have to find the actual version.
Yeah, we got to find that. We got to find some more stuff. Goodness gracious. All right. I think is it newspaper.com or something? I could not remember the name of that resource. I don't think that's it. No. It's like Raleigh County Library, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. How sad.
So that is the mysterious murder of my murder house.
So what intrigued you about this mainly?
My dad telling those people across the road at the lake that people were murdered in our house. I think, like I said, I enjoy historically spooky things.
Right. Not
fake spooky things. So I'm all the time listening to podcasts like this one.
Well, thank you.
Actually,
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What do you like about this show?
It hits close to home.
Oh, perfect.
It really does.
Okay.
The how we found it was we were looking for haunted stories, murder mysteries, things in our state.
Right.
And that's how we found it.
Oh, nice.
And then we just stuck around.
So we're Googleable?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think it was on Spotify. I think I typed in Spotify West Virginia hauntings, West Virginia murders.
Right.
But I think you are Googleable.
Perfect.
I think you are Googleable.
It's good to be Googleable. What was the name of Dr. Winger? I found the website. Archer. Okay. So let's see if we can find some articles here.
And then I was like, this is the guy. We have to get a hold of this guy and we have to tell the story.
Heck yeah.
Because nobody talks about it.
I'm pretty useless, but I think we have
nobody talks about it.
Okay, so yeah, we got a bunch of articles here. All right, no, you know what'll be better? Let's search for. We're doing this cold on the show, so y'all bear with us. You'll be with us while we figure this out. So give me the names of the boys.
Roger Vance.
Vance?
Yeah.
It's not Roger Belcher?
Is it? Arnold Vance? Which one is it? I forget which way it is. I literally have it written down. I should just read what I wrote down.
Just read it verbatim. Let's make sure we got it right.
Just read it.
This goes back deep, so I bet we can find
Arnold Vance.
Arnold Vance.
I did have it backwards.
Oh, good. Roger Belcher, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't going to say anything. You're the English major.
Well, names are hard.
All right. So 4 prisoners. Okay. Arnold Vance. That was 1929, so that wouldn't be them. 1967. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything here. So there's one article from 1967, but I know this isn't it. I think it has something else about maybe keywords. I think we can do keywords. Let's try the other name first.
Roger Belcher.
Roger Belcher. Oh, I better not. Hang on. I got to blur out that part.
Blur, please.
Josie will be like, daggone it.
Blur, please.
Oh, not that I'm sharing Josie's login. This is my own login. Hey, Megan, this is my own login. Okay.
Got it.
All right. Belcher. I mean, there's probably a million Roger Belchers, though, in there. Okay. Yeah. Roger Belcher is Cubmaster. Okay. That's not.
Yay, Cubmaster.
Not the correct one.
No.
All right. We're going to have to do keywords. So let's try Dr. Wingrove sentence.
Okay.
1963, firing a shot. Okay. 16. What? What?
Serving a sentence?
Does that say hanged? Hang on.
Now that would be confusing.
I mean, I don't want to jump to conclusions here.
Do you see it?
Do you see one?
Oh, woman fired shot at Wingrove home. But to the right there? Is that
to the right, it says, an attorney for accused teenager Roger Belcher told court here Tuesday that a woman was seen firing a shot at the home of Dr. Archer Wingrove of Scarbro on the night he and his housekeeper were slain. Belcher, 16, is charged in the deaths of Dr. Wingrove and Mrs. Georgia Broyles. Was convicted last September and sentenced to life imprisonment. Attorney R.J. Thrift said in an opening statement, Vance's brother, William Edward Vance, would testify that he accompanied a woman to Dr. Wingrove's home and saw her fire a shot before he fled.
So now we have 2 more people. Characters unlocked.
Wow.
I've never heard that.
So they appealed it for sure.
Yeah.
So the life in prison is what Roger definitely got. I wonder where Arnold is.
Where are you, Arnold?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some searches, keywords. So Dr. Wingrove, Arnold Vance, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll just go along with the show. People listening here. Another youth, Vance's brother, company, and it's loading slowly here. This is Megan. I'm not feeling confident. I'm thinking like this is pretty depressing. Let's see. Jury decrees life sentence for Slayer 15 Arnold Lee Vance of near Scarbro, 15 years old, but described as mentally, I'm not saying the R word, but they have the R word in the paper, was convicted today of first-degree murder. Oh my God, the jury verdict made a life sentence mandatory. The prosecution had not sought the death sentence against the youth accused in May 1961 slaying of Dr. Archer Wingrove and his housekeeper. Vance was tried only for Wingrove's death, however. Circuit Judge Charles Garvin Jr. said he would pass sentence later, but set no date. Vance's face reddened slightly when the jury reported its verdict after deliberating 2.5 hours.
My goodness.
Over a child. That's short today.
That's true.
That's
yeah,
super short. I'm talking, okay, let's see. Vance cried out at the verdict. They lied. They lied. Final testimony by the defense dealt with the youth's mental age. Dr. Neil McFadden of Weston State Hospital said Vance had a very poor memory and a mental disability. Let's see, and mental quotient below average. Another witness, Miss Myrtle Davis, who is the defendant's grandmother, testified that Vance was home just prior to that time. The victims' bodies were found in a bedroom in the Wingrove home.
That's where the potatoes came in. See? Isn't it strange?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, I never like it, no matter what, but whew. Man, right below that, West Harrison, Indiana, 6 children, Mr. and Mrs. Walter Coven, died in a fire early today. I thought that was the Sauter children let's talk about below that, but
I love the Sauter children.
Oh, man, we got to get a monument.
Yes, I agree.
All right, Megan, well, we've accomplished nothing but more depression.
But we got the story told.
The story is told. Y'all think what you want about that. If someone's out there that knows, like, oh no, Arnold was a problem, like he murdered a bunch of people, I want to know about it. Like, of course, you know, that's not on record that he did, but, you know, obviously bring evidence. Email me at creepalachia@gmail.com. How can they reach out to you?
They can email me too, meg.evans3717@gmail.com.
All right. Y'all, good luck in remembering that one. It's very brandable, though. meg.3751435. What is it?
That would be the one. meg.evans3717@gmail.com.
All right. There we go. All right. Anything you want to plug? Glenville State. Good college?
Yeah. It got me through 4 years. It gave me a job. So, yeah.
Good deal. All right. Fair enough.
I'm the cheer coach there. They're pretty good, too.
You're cheer coach?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, I'm the assistant cheer coach.
Okay, cool.
I was the cheer captain when I went to school there.
Nice.
And so now I'm the cheer coach. And we're a very growing program. So
was you on the pyramid and all that?
Pretty much.
How does that? Sounds terrifying.
When I got started, there was only 6 of us. We won the national championship in 2022 for basketball, women's basketball.
Wow.
So I went to Alabama with the women's basketball team for the Elite 8 Final Four.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Final championship. And the next year we went to the Final Four in Missouri. And that year we had 6 cheerleaders, so there wasn't much of a pyramid.
Good deal.
But I'm very proud of the growth. So yeah, I'll plug that.
Good deal. You dodged possession. You went to the championships. You had a great life, but someone was murdered in your childhood bedroom.
All starts there.
Okay. and to me, I don't think we know. I don't think we know who did it. No. I'm just going to say it. I don't know. I don't want to disrespect anyone, but this is sketch. This is sketch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, we gotta keep looking into this one. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mama, for sitting in the shadows and for having such a smart daughter. Congratulations to the marriage.
Thank you.
You're Moats now.
Yep.
So I assume he's Moats.
Yep.
Okay. Shout out to the Moatses out there.
Thank you.
And
he's a school teacher, so we'll let him have it.
School teacher. Nice. Oh, well, I don't want to dox. What school?
Spencer Elementary.
Shout out, Spencer. Go.
I think there's a Jaguars.
Jaguars.
There's something. I think that they're Jaguars.
Nice. That's one of the coolest mascots I've heard of in West Virginia.
It's the little Dora jaguar from Dora the Explorer.
Perfect.
It's the little, he says it's not, but I swear it is.
Totally not copywritten.
No, he says it's not, but I swear it is. Looks just like it.
Got it. Good deal. Well, go Jaguars. Yeah, everyone else out there, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Creepalachia if you haven't, and if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, take a minute and leave a review. Leave a review, Megan, if you haven't.
I will.
Thank you so much. If it's not 5 stars, forget everything I just said. And we are on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, and we have merch now at creepalachia.shop. Last but not least, rest in peace, Dr. Hargrove.
Wingrove.
Oh, shit.
I don't know Dr. Hargrove. He might still be alive.
So many unfollowers. With all due respect, y'all know that I'm just useless, and rest in peace to Dr. Wingrove.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Broyles.
Yes.
And everyone else, always remember, above all else, long live Appalachia.